He's tucking in, blooming heck. Have you ever wondered how you go from what's on Edgar's back to this? Well, I have. And today, I'm going to answer that question. I've been fortunate enough to be invited to a mill in Huddersfield so we can see the process from start to finish. Whoa! That's crazy! Wicked! Oh, that was instant. Yeah, I knew that. I'm a pro. I'm on a mission to find out everything there is to know about how wool gets turned into craftable yarn used for fibre arts like knitting and crochet. To help me with my investigation, I'm in Yorkshire, where yarn makers World of Wool have invited me for an all-access tour of their factory mill. They've helped me to design my very own yarn range featuring 6 different colours, and I'll be following along the process of how they're made during my visit to the factory.
Hi Isaac, welcome to World of Wool.
Thank you.
My name's Lara and I do our customer services but also our yarn design as well. So I help people like Isaac come up with ideas, their yarns, and then work out how to make these a reality. Today we're going to be going through how we're spinning your yarn. What do you know about wool processing?
Not a lot. I know that you get it from a sheep.
That's a good start.
Yeah, and I know you spin the yarn and you dye it, but that's kind of the limit of my knowledge.
We can show you all the different steps, go into the nerdiness of it and tell you exactly what's happening and specifically how yours is being made.
This is really exciting. I've always wanted to know how this works.
In that case, let's go into the mill and find out what's what.
Cool.
I wouldn't call myself a wool expert because I don't like to blow my own trumpet. However, I am known as the resident wool nerd.
Based in Huddersfield, World of Wool is one of the largest yarn manufacturers in the UK. They produce nearly every single fibre in their own production mill, making Lara the perfect person to show me the process of how my wool will be made, from start to finish.
So this is the first stage of our process. The wool has been scoured, which means it's been taken, washed, and it's now clean. It comes to us like this. While this is clean, it's not ready for yarn making yet because you've got little bits of contamination in there. Look, you've got a little bit of hedge there, and with the best will in the world, you don't want to knit with straw.
It's so soft.
It is soft. This is your wool. So this
That's
is
wild.
You've got British breeds.
Yep.
There's Blue-Faced Leicester and Shetland.
Yep.
Now, these are really well known throughout the country. So you've got 2 different lock types here, which you can see. This is your Blue-Faced Leicester, and this is your Shetland.
And then you've got an Isaac as well.
And then you've got an Isaac as well. Look, there you are.
Look at that. My final yarn will be a 4-ply wool blend. The first breed, Blue-Faced Leicester, was chosen as it's a semi-lustrous fibre, which will provide the final yarn with a next-to-skin softness. The second wool, Shetland, is springier, making it very durable and will give the final yarn loft and help to improve stitch definition. Perfect for a knitter and crocheter like me. How many varieties of wool do you work with here?
Over 50. So we have loads of different sheep breeds from the UK, Europe and the rest of the world. So these have been picked for your yarn, but you want them blended well together.
Yes.
And that is where the fear knot comes in. It's going to break everything apart and mush it all into nice bits of fluff. Do you want to see it work?
Yes, absolutely, yes. That's crazy! Oh my word. The fear knot pulls apart the fibres before blending, which is needed to produce a more even blend of mixed fibres. There's so much. It also pulls apart any fibre that has been felted during scouring. The wool is then funneled along these pipes and down into the carder, ready for the next stage of the process.
And you can see it all being shaken down.
Gosh!
So look, this is...
Oh, it's so soft.
So this has come through the fear knot. So the things we were just feeding has come through. You can see there are still some locks intact, and that's fine. But see how it's in these little fluffy sections?
Yeah. Next, the fluff is dropped into the carder and fed out the back and onto rollers.
You can see it coming onto the cards here. So you've got the massive big central sections, which are the swifts. It's getting brushed on. And then you've got doffers, workers and strippers, which are all the different sections around the swift. And they're basically little, well not little, but they're rollers that are passing the fibre from one to another, so it sort of loops around. So what comes out the other end has been a bit more processed, it's a little bit cleaner, it's a little bit tidier, and it still retains the fluff and the bulk.
This teases the fibres into an even web, removes some of the coarser parts and any remaining vegetable matter.
It's so much fluffier. You look at it at the beginning and you're like, oh, that's so fluffy. Then you look at it now, it's so fluffy. What is this?
This is really, really cool.
Whoa!
Okay, this is a Scotch feed, and this is where the fibre is coming off.
Yeah.
It's being doffed off the Swift there, you can see it, and it's got this lovely light web, and then it's coming through the Scotch feed.
This takeoff unit transforms the wool from a pile of loose fluff and into one long continuous strand, which is known as a sliver.
Well, just
pull it
all the way. Oh my gosh. Well, that's not my fault. I did what I was told. Look at that. I'm just going to stop touching it now. It's a bit much.
The next stage of the process is gilling, and this is where you're going to see it look a lot more like a yarn, or at least in long snake forms. It's come off the cards and it's in these lovely fluffy forms here, this roving form, and the gills will align them all in parallel, and it will mean that you can make a finer spin. At the moment this will draft out beautifully and it will spin nicely, but we want to get it to a very certain thickness so that we can create the exact specification for your yarn.
Okay. Whoa! That was instant!
The blending and aligning is known as gilling. This machine is used to blend slivers together, with each gill blending 8 lengths at once and coiling them into a can. Until the sliver breaks, that is.
Okay, thank you. Alright. So it's over here, through here. Okay, I think I've done alright. Here it comes. Pull it out. Just gets finer and finer and finer.
This one's another gill, and so every time we gill it, we're strengthening it and we're aligning the fibres a little bit more.
Cool.
So you need to put this one on so we can run the machine.
To produce my yarn, the wool will be gilled 5 separate times per colour to ensure each sliver is even and consistent.
So you can see how all of these are coming alongside each other and they're being aligned in parallel. This is what we want. We're turning the webs into parallel fibres. It's going into the box there and then coming out at the end, and it'll look a little bit like this, just slightly more refined again.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Look at that. And then do I just pull? That's so nice. Yeah, there's less and less web.
Then there's yet another process.
And this is the comb now. So what happens is it gets loaded at this end, travels along, and it goes through the comb and brush setup, which will move, and it will take out all the bits we don't want in a yarn. It's really noisy and clanky because of what it does. And so we're going to need to wear our ear defenders with this.
Right, here we go. It's not so bad. It's loud, but it's not so bad.
The comb removes shorter and coarser fibres from the carded slivers. It draws the fibre through rows of teeth, which align them in parallel. Any last unwanted bits are removed here, and all waste products are fully recycled. With the wool now fully combed, it's time to move up to the first floor of the factory, where we can start looking at colour.
In this room here, we have got some gills, and these are all set up with colours of your yarn.
That's so cool.
What we've done is we've partially blended it at each stage so you can see how the colours change as we go through. You can see coming down here you've got your dyed black blue-faced Leicester, natural black Shetland, and then your natural brown blue-faced Leicester as well. This is the first Gilling blending cycle.
Okay.
And you've got the input colours on either side of the machine.
Check it out.
Lara and the team helped me to decide on 6 different colours for my final range.
So this is your dyed black blue face Leicester.
Yeah.
And then you've got your Shetland there. That's a very
So nice.
dark brown.
This is so lovely. This is so nice.
The blue face looks a bit flat at the moment, but that's just because it's been dyed.
Yeah.
It'll fluff back up. And then this is your brown blue face. There. And these will all get blended together. So at the moment, they're very much in like a very dark Halloweeny candy cane, but they will become more well blended with each other as we go on. So this is going in for a second gill now.
Okay.
And a level.
Oh.
This is the Shetland, the bright sort of yellowy green, and then we've got the blue face in here, the natural white, and then the green. So we're aiming for a grass green, but this green is too
rich.
By adding these shades in, we're muting it slightly and giving it some other tones. So this has had one gill, one blend,
Yeah.
and then it's going to come through this one, and it'll be a little bit better blended.
I could live in these bins. I could live in them. Just
get
curl
in.
up, yeah.
So here we have 5 little piles. These are the colours that make your pink.
Yes.
So we've got Candy Floss and Fuchsia in Blueface Leicester, and then we've got Poppy in Shetland. When we first put the colours together, single cycle, that's what we have. Then this is 2 cycles through, 3 cycles through, 4 cycles through, and then 5.
Like now. Wild to me to think that, you know, this final pink that we end up in started as 3 very, very distinct colours.
The interesting thing is trying to think in colour.
Yeah.
Because when you get given a final colour and you say, like, I want this, you've then got to work backwards and say,
yeah.
like, what makes it?
Once the perfect colour is produced, the auto leveller ensures each length of fibre is at the correct thickness needed and coils the wool into 2 separate piles. This part is very important as it maintains consistency in the final yarn, and for mine was set to 3 grams per metre.
Are you ready for this?
What?
This is your yarn on this spinning frame here, being spun. So this is your blue,
Yeah.
this is your natural white, and then that's your orange on the far end.
Ooh.
This little frame here is a Gordino. So
Okay.
it's an Italian frame.
Little.
It's not as big as some of them. This one up here is a little bit bigger.
Oh my gosh.
This frame has your yarn on it, and it is spinning singles.
Okay.
So the singles are a single strand which make up your yarn. The things that we saw on the bicoiler, the pencil roving at 4 gram a metre, that's this here. And it gets drafted out by this machine. You can see each section it's getting finer and finer, and then it will come down here and it'll get spun onto these tubes. Now on these rings at the bottom, you see there's a little red thing. That spins around, and that's what puts it onto the cone.
Okay.
And this whole bit here moves up and down. So that's how we
Okay.
get it evenly distributed. This will spin 400 kilograms in 4 days.
That's so much wool. Wow. I mean, this is just mad to think that it came from my brain and now it's here being spun.
You just told us what you had in your head.
And now you've done
And
this
this
with
is
it.
here.
Yeah. Wow! Oh my gosh!
Spinning draws out fibres to create a single thread, and in this spinning frame, fibre is drawn from the cans, over the top and into the frame. Rollers move at different speeds to draft the wool into the desired thickness, where it's spun onto a bobbin and referred to then as a single.
My word.
This is a really cool machine.
Yep.
It takes the tubes that we've just seen on the spinning frame, and it takes the single strands from them, up and over and down,
Oh, yeah.
up through here, and onto cones, ready for plying.
Okay.
Or steaming and then plying. It looks like a bit of a convoluted way to go, but there is method in the madness.
Okay.
This will automatically splice the yarn together. So you'll be able to get much more yarn on a cone than you can on a tube.
Okay.
So there'll be multiple tubes going onto each cone. And what happens is, as this comes through, when the yarn snaps or runs out,
Yep.
a little arm will come out
Huh.
and will suck the yarn into one place, and then it will automatically splice the new one on, so it will join it together. If that's not cool enough, when this is full, instead of someone having to come along, take it off, put a new cone on, this carriage will move along and it will empty this and put a new cone on.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Onto
This is
it.
like a big boy yarn winder.
Do you want to turn it on?
Obviously.
Okay, that way.
This is an auto winder. Bobbins are placed on one side of the frame, and their ends fed into the plying section. The frame twists singles together and puts them onto a cone. Here, the machine has detected a fault, so it's cutting the yarn to remove it, and then splicing the yarn back together.
I'm just waiting for them to be done. I want to see the carriage go, and then see it drop in the bin. Ah!
Once at the right length, the cones are then loaded onto the conveyor.
I love when it comes across the top, you can see the cone come out of the big machine along the conveyor. There we go. There's a natural one coming too. Look at that. Sheep colour.
We've wound the tubes onto cones.
Yep.
So now we're coming to the plying side of things. We're taking a single strand of yarn and plying it with a second one to make the final yarn thickness. So this is your orange here.
Cool.
And we've got the 2 strands here from the cones. These are going to come down here, through here and get twisted together. We twist in the opposite direction to the direction we spin to help
Makes
them knit
sense.
together. And then it will come down here, and if you look at this one, onto that little ring there, and then this will zoom around and it will put this onto the tube, and these little rings will move up and down so we get an even placement of the yarn.
I think I just always expect anything that has Shetland in it to feel like super rustic.
I think generally it depends how it's been spun as well. A woolen spun Shetland won't feel quite as soft as a worsted spun because it won't necessarily have been combed like this has. But because we've combed it, we've taken out anything that might not be as comfortable next to your skin, so we do get left with a much better, softer feel.
Whoa. It's just ridiculous. I've like chose a lot of this, so it's wild.
With the yarn now spun and at the right thickness, it's time to move up to the second floor.
Okay, we're now on the second floor,
Cool.
and this is where we're going to see all the finishing side of things.
Okay.
Most important thing first, welcome to the yarn spa. This is where all of the yarns will get steamed.
Okay.
So at the moment we've got all of your cones sat here, and the yarn's looking pretty good, but it's quite tense from all the spinning. It hasn't relaxed and it hasn't got the bloom that we want to see in the balls. So what's going to happen is this clever machine is going to take the yarn from these cones, coil it onto these tracks, and then it will come into this bit just beneath the cones where it will get steamed and come out the other end.
So what is the difference between steaming it now versus working it and then steam blocking it afterwards?
You'd want to steam it now really because this will affect the gauge.
Okay.
If you work with this now, it's not going to be quite true to gauge. And so you'll find that when you do block it afterwards, things might not be the right size, or it might bloom in a way that you're not expecting.
Look at it go.
The plied cones are completely unwound onto the metal track and steamed. This makes the yarn relax and fluff up.
Bring it under.
Yeah, I knew that. I'm a pro. Yeah, I mean, you can, like, it's not even just the feeling, like, you can see the difference between what's on there and what's in my hands.
The steamed yarn is then fed through the frame, ready to be wound back onto cones and ready for balling.
I can lift it up.
That's it. And then push together, yeah, lovely. And then bring it to the front, this bit here. There you are. And then, then push to start, move your fingers.
my goodness, so much has been done in the time it took me to do that.
You've wound your steamed yarn onto cones.
Yep.
And we've got a row of cones sat back there, waiting to be balled. This is the balling machine. It's got 12 spindles, so it'll make 12 balls at any one time. So these are the spindles, and what's really cool about these is they change in size.
Yeah.
Depending on what you need. The yarn starts at the back, comes over the top, and is deposited onto these spindles with these little arms. This will make these balls, and then the bands can be applied here if the bands are ready to go, and then they just get popped off and check weighed. They tend to check weigh the balls just to make sure they're in the right ballpark, pun intended.
Ballpark. Oh. Okay, I immediately have a question answered. Because I always wonder how in the middle it's so like loose. That's how it inflates.
The baller is set to a specific number of revolutions so that each ball will weigh the same amount.
Oh look, there you are. They're ready.
Oh my gosh, that was so easy. Hang on, let me say you made it look easy because I could fail miserably here.
Once wound, the machine cuts the yarn ends and the ball is removed, check weighed, and a band added.
Look at that! See, if anyone gets a misshapen one, you know I took it off the thing.
And you pop it on your scales.
Oh. Put in your guesses now. 53 grams. Look at that, get a little bit extra. It's been so fun. This has been so fun. I've loved learning new things. I am absolutely putting Mill Associate on my CV, so thank you for that.
It's nice to be able to go full nerd on your hobby.
Oh,
isn't it?
yes, yes.
And at every stage, every single person you've met in here is specialist in their own area.
Yeah, that's so sick.
They know more about that area than anyone else.
That's, it's so cool.
There you are, that's your ball of wool. That is Isaac's wool.
That's ridiculous.
That's yours from start to finish. Blue-faced Leicester and Shetland, beautiful 4-ply.
Yeah.
Nice and squishy, light halo, good twist. That's you in a ball.
Sweet.
I've now seen the whole process, from shaggy sheep coat through blending, carding, gilling, spinning, plying, steaming, to finally becoming a beautiful ball of wool.
Gosh, no way.
There's one final step of the process, and that's seeing my own yarn on the shelves of the World of Wool shop.
Grab a bag and fill it up, that's sick.
Hello Isaac!
Hi Andy, how you doing?
Very good, welcome to the World of Wool shop.
Thank you.
Enjoy yourself at the mill.
Yeah, it was great, it was sick.
Big question, have you made your yarn?
I've made it from every step, from the very beginning to the very end.
Lovely, we've got some ready for you.
No way.
Right then, here we are. The first two colours off the machine.
Yeah.
So we've got Bonehill White
Yes.
and Dumbarton Blue.
Yeah.
Why Bonehill White?
Bonehill is a popular rock climbing location in Dartmoor, and I've been known to enjoy a little bit of rock climbing.
Brilliant. And Dumbarton Blue?
Same goes. Popular climbing location in Scotland though.
So we've got 6 stunning colours.
Yeah.
I have had a sneak peek at some of them.
Yeah.
What are your plans for your first knit?
I think my first knit is going to be using this Bonehill White. I'm going to make a sheep. It just feels apt to go from sheep to sheep.
So what's really exciting about your range is it's 100% British, and that is so important for us right now. Most of our purchases of yarn are 100% British, and we've even got a space reserved for your yarn.
Oh my
just right here.
gosh. I've been knitting for the majority of my life, I want to say like 16 years at this point. Like obviously I always use wool and yarn, but I never really have thought to like peel back the curtain and take a look at where it's come from, and it's been a really, really fantastic experience.
So, that was how wool goes from sheep to shelf. This has been such a fun journey, and I'm so amazed to see my very own yarn come to life.
I just want to dive in, yeah.
You can put your head in it.
Yeah, maybe Tom could give me some tips. Thank you so much for watching this video on our journey from sheep to shelf. And don't forget to subscribe to the Let's Get Knitting YouTube channel.